What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another park playthrough on this channel. This episode will be Leafy Lake, and I'll be honest, I don't remember this one all that well from the original game. I think it's from the original game. I think they had Leafy Lake and Lucky Lake, which, I mean, I know it's tough to come up with scenarios in this game, but they could have been a bit more creative. You know, when you have two scenarios called something like, and they look the same even, it maybe, maybe mix it up a little bit, you know what I mean? But, yeah, so I'm being very critical of this game right now. But, personally, this just isn't my favorite scenario. I just didn't really, it's just kind of, there's nothing memorable about it, really. It's definitely difficult. The one aspect of this scenario that's kind of hard is when you are building. For me, at least, I'm trying to keep everything off the water. I think you can build on the water. It's just pretty expensive to do, and I'm trying to make this look a little bit more realistic. And so I've decided I'm staying off the water, and I'm going to build around the edges. And that's a difficult thing to do. But I'm trying it. We're going to see how it goes. And yeah, so I believe in this scenario, you have to get 900 guests by the end of year 3. So hopefully I can do that. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last time. If you watched the Dynamite Dunes one, I definitely did not plan well enough. I think you only have to get 750, and I think I barely passed that. But this time I'm going to try and make a point to keep building rides and keep increasing that soft guest cap, and just make sure people keep coming into the park. That's pretty important. So that's the goal here. Keep building rides, and yeah. So I'm just doing research. I think at first I was doing research just to get a information kiosk so I could sell umbrellas, because that's a good way to make money. Is when it rains, you can charge as much as you want for umbrellas, and typically I'll just try and sell them for 10, maybe $15, and make a good bit of money while it rains. So that's the plan in terms of my research budget. And then later I think I eventually got an information kiosk, and then I decided to change my funding to to roller coasters and thrill rides, just because those are the ones that make the most money. And I don't know, there's really not a huge reason to fund gentle rides unless you've already gotten all your thrill rides and all of your roller coasters. There's really no need to do it. Here's me being bad at the management part of the game, is that I hired a bunch of handymen. I zoned them for certain areas and stuff, and then I forgot to hire mechanics until a ride broke down. So, I know you're supposed to do that right at the beginning before you do anything. I'm just eager to put a bunch of scenery in. That's who I am. So I went ahead and built another flat ride, I built a Ferris wheel, I have a twist, I have a merry-go-round, and something else. I think a pirate ship or something. No, that's it. Okay, so essentially this whole part of this episode was just trying to kind of lay the foundations of what the park's going to look like. I just tried to have like a color scheme going. I was going to make it blue because of the water, but then eventually I started making stuff green, and I was like, yeah, I like the green better, so it's white and green is the color scheme for this. You might notice that if you've seen the other 2 episodes of this, I always go with some sort of color scheme for when I'm building rides and when I'm building scenery. Everything will be one of 2 colors a lot of times, so this one is going to be mostly brown and green and white. So I feel like that's just like a woodland color palette. I'm not an artist really, but I feel like those, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. So I went ahead and I only had 2 coaster types available to me, and here I accidentally spent all my money by doing landscaping, just because I wanted this to look nice. But this coaster ended up doing pretty well stat wise, and it's like a 6.5 intensity and 6.5 excitement. So I was pretty happy with the way that turned out. And yeah, so, and the reason I did the landscaping was just because it looked kind of weird jutting out over the water like that. I just wanted to kind of bring that land out so that the coaster would stay on the land. And it's only for aesthetic purposes. If you're playing the game for real, like if you're actually trying to beat the scenario and be really diligent about funds and all of that stuff, then absolutely don't bother doing any of that. The land editing is just for me to, try and make it look aesthetically pleasing, which is not practical in any way. So feel free to just, not do that. But yeah, this portion of the park, the one thing that I think I had mentioned earlier that the shout out to Stu, by the way, watching his videos has helped me really kind of figure out how to make these station platforms look a little bit better, and how to make my rides look a little bit better, and how to just, and how to navigate using RCT Classic instead of Open RCT or a different version of the game where you have a little bit more control over scenery objects. But yeah, I felt like this was a pretty good start in terms of rides. 2 coasters, couple flat rides, and then I wanted to make a little section. I built a pirate. Now this is I remember I knew I built a pirate ship at some point, and I did, and this is where it is. And yeah, so this section right here, I just tried to make this like one little small area where, oh yeah, and then I accidentally connected a path that I didn't mean to. One thing I like to do when I'm building a park is, just so people don't get lost, I'll just cut people off from the further edge of the park, and I expand outwards. I found that keeps people from getting lost, it keeps people from getting upset, and that's typically a good thing. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe for more Roller Coaster Tycoon content. Otherwise, that's going to be it for me. Thanks, guys. Bye.